questions I've been asked in my life, such as, what do you feel like doing today? Why haven't you tidied your room? What's the square root of 4,096? It's 64, by the way. The one I find the easiest to answer is, why do you think you've got the courage to sing? Now, my parents joke that I get my talent from my mum and my nerves of steel from my dad. But I think there's something more to it than that. I wouldn't be able to do any of the things I love without the care and support that my family give me. My auntie Joni, she's been my closest relative all my life, despite living in Vancouver, Canada. Yet she's never let the distance between us get in the way of being my #1 fan. When I was 3, she would sit on the phone to me for hours and hours on end while I sang ridiculous songs that I'd made up on the spot, and she always paid for the massive phone bill. Now, for those of you who've had a teenager scream the words, "I hate you! You ruined my life forever!" you'll know how hard it is bringing up a 14-year-old. Every day I thank my mum for understanding that being 14 isn't always fun, and despite the shouting and the fighting, she's almost always willing to drive me to all my clubs and shows. My grandmother, she's come to all of my shows, and she's even sitting in the audience right now. And then there's my grandfather. He lives in Toronto, but the second he heard that I was going to be in La Boheme at the Royal Opera House, he jumped on the next plane and came and saw me. He calls me as much as possible to find out about the next show. It took us a while to come up with a song that I wanted to do tonight, and after a lot of ideas being thrown back and forth, we finally came up with the perfect one for this occasion. When I was born, I had persistent pulmonary hypertension. This basically means that my heart valve didn't seal as it should have. So I could breathe in liquid in the womb, but I couldn't breathe in air. This was partly due to the fact that I'd been induced, so I wasn't fully formed in time for my birth. And to add to this, the midwife didn't know where the panic button was, so there was a few minutes of worry while I was hooked to an incubator. For 3 days, no one could touch me. I was too fragile. And for a while, no one thought I would pull through. However, I finally recovered and my heart valve sealed. A few years later, my dad, who works in radio, was involved in interviewing a band called Athlete and their new album, Tourist. He asked them a few questions about their songs, including one called Wires, and he learned from the band that the lyrics in Wires were inspired by true events that the lead singer had gone through with his own child. My dad realised that the story behind Wires was really similar to mine at my birth. Ever since then, it's been a song that we both feel a deep connection to, and I would love it if my dad would play the backing for me. You got wires going in, you got wires coming out of your skin, you got tears making tracks, I got tears that are scared of the facts, running down corridors through automatic doors. Got to get to you, got to see this through. I see hope is here in a plastic box. I've seen Christmas lights reflect in your eyes. You got wires going in, you got wires coming out of your skin, fist draws blood on your wrist, you draw blood on my fingertips, running down corridors through automatic doors. Got to get to you, got to see this through. First night of your life, curled up on your own, looking at you now, you would never know. I see it in your eyes, I see it in your eyes. You'll be alright. I see it in your eyes, I see it in your eyes. You'll be alright. I see hope is here.